Hey, what's up guys, it's Shining Polaris, and it's been a while since I made a video, maybe a couple of days, and that's because this was All Out weekend, and every single day I had a place to go to, and I had guests over, so it made it kind of hard to do videos. As you can see, I'm not in the usual room. Ignore all my stuff in the back because I was trying to coordinate my outfits every day, so that's why all my shoes are here. But anyhow, yeah, I'm just going to talk about All Out and my experience there. It was very crazy. I didn't get front row seats, or of course, because that was extremely hard. But I did get decent seats, and I don't think you can see me in the, because I was on the hard cam side. I don't think you can see me, but if you do, I was basically wearing this outfit in the background. So because I think I was maybe like 6 or 7 rows in from the ring, so that's how far I was. But anywho. Let's just quickly, oops, I forgot to show you this right here. Just show you some of the merch that I got there. So this is very strange because every like pay-per-view I went to, I tried to get the cast poster signed. This time they did not have that. They only had the poster only signed by CM Punk, and I was like, ugh, which is great, and I got it still, but I wanted one with everybody. So I just got, and here's the funny thing. Everything I got here, I was literally the last person to grab one. Right after I did it, it was gone. So, the CM Punk sticker, All Out sticker, this is the one that was on sale. They had plenty of CM Punk stickers. And then this shirt right here, just your regular All Out tee with the print in the back. I got that. And then this is the one that was like sold out. And this is, so all those I got after the show. But here, I got it before, and I was literally the last person to grab it because I just said whatever they had, they took it off the mannequin. I was like, that's the one I want. So this is obviously the CM Punk and Darby Allin shirt with the print in the back. So yeah, and it was great because they're actually in size small, so that works out for me. All right, so my experience at the show. It was sold out crowd at the Now Arena in Hoffman Estates, which I live actually very close to, and I actually work in there, so that was very convenient for me. Yeah, it immediately in there, like just waiting in line. We got there at about 5, and if you know the area, you have the Now Center across the street is the main event. Kind of further back over there is Cabela's. I really think that line to wait to get inside probably almost reached Cabela's from what I could see. It was very long, so when we got in, clusterfuck as usual, because everybody wanted to run to the merch line. We stayed in the merch line for maybe about 45 minutes, and I'm able to grab the CM Punk Darby shirt. When I got in, it was, so when we got in, the buy-in match, which was like Best Friends, you know, Orange Cassidy versus HFO. Oh yeah, and then with the Best Friends was Jurassic Express too. That match basically ended when we got in there. I came in just to see Butcher finally debuted, made his little comeback, so that was cool. But yeah, so when I sat down, first match that happened immediately was the TNT match. I wish I could have done my prediction, but again, I didn't have time and I had guest over. Yeah, that was not going to be my, I did not think that was going to be my first choice. I actually thought we were just going to go straight in and do the tag match first, but I'm very glad that they picked the TNT. Yeah, that was very cool. You got Miro versus Kingston, like, you know, two popular guys, and everybody wanted to see them go at it, so, well, what else can you ask for? Side note, and I wrote this on Twitter a few times already, immediately in that match, remember that was the first match, there was some guy behind me and he threw his beer at me. Yeah, he did. Really shocked me. And then when me and my friends turned around, like, what the hell are you doing? He basically was yelling at me that I was blocking his way. Now, I did not have front row seats, so there were clearly like 5 or 6 rows in front of me with people blocking our view. That's just, if you go to the show, you're going to have to expect that, but he was very pissed, and I tried to call over security. Even though they were right there, they didn't really respond, and my friends were like, you know what, just ignore him and enjoy the show. And then that's what I did. And I think even him, the guy that threw the beer at me, didn't enjoy it either because I didn't even hear him cheering. I can just hear him mumbling behind me about how mad he was. So anyhow, that almost, I was like, you know what? I paid good money for these seats. We are not going to let that asshole ruin it for me. So point is, if you go to the show, yes, I mean, I drink at the show too. So, but just limit what you have and just have a clear mind because, being drunk at the show and trying to fight people it's not an excuse, you know, like because you're at a show it doesn't mean you can fight. That wasn't the only thing. Really close to where we were sitting down there, we saw two guys fight, so it was like what is going on here? Anywho, back to the match. Miro won it to retain his belt, which I expect because I'm like, you know, Miro is right now built as this like monster. He's undefeated. It's like, you know what? Keep that running. Eddie Kingston, in my opinion, don't need a belt to elevate himself. He's already super over as it is, and hopefully he'll get like some really cool match at Grand Slam. So then the next match, we went straight into it. This is the match I was looking forward to. Of course, this is for the tag team titles. These Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers, and again. You don't know how I was 100% ready to cheer my heart out in this match, but that drunk guy was behind me, and he already said that if I blocked his view or whatever, that he was going to fight me. I was like, okay, like really? And this is a guy. He looked like he may be 45-ish older, so a lot older than me, and threatened to kick my ass. Like really? Anyway, so when this match happened. I will have to say you knew it was going to be not only obviously hard-hitting because you got two of the best tag teams out there, but I felt like it was going to be emotional. And I mean that Lucha Brothers entrance, wow, that's how you do an entrance for a star. You know what I'm saying? So they had like, you know, the robed figures in the front doing like a little dance and then standing there, and then you had the guys that sing or rap to their song. They came out and did that live, and then you see like both Lucha Brothers came out with this amazing like gear on, like, you know, a huge headgear, and I looked at that and I'm like, yeah, there's no way Lucha Brothers are going to lose. So my original prediction to this was that Young Bucks were going to retain, and the reason why I had that was because I figured Lucha Brothers were going to lose, and then that would kind of fit into Andrade's like storyline where he's like, you know, you lose, but if you join with me, we could win. And then I really thought, like, for the longest time, I was thinking Santana Ortiz are gonna win the titles against the Bucks, and that would be at Grand Slam. Now I'm not sure, but again, with Lucha Brothers winning, that could still fit into Andrade's storyline because now he can say, "See, Pac wasn't here, I was here, so yeah, that's why you won." So either way, that could work out. So. I actually taped this whole entire match on my phone, so we're going to cut into little cool clips, whatever I thought looked cool. I'm going to try to share them on my TikTok and my Twitter, so follow me on there. But, so at the end, you know, you had Young Bucks, you know, knowing, I mean, they were getting beaten up in there. They were trying to, you know, when they're back in the corner, they're going to try to do some shenanigans. So you had Cutler throw in a bag, and that's what you had Matt Jackson take out a tack shoe. And then they used that to kick the Lucha Brothers a couple times. But even though you thought they were going to lose because of that, I was like, okay, here they go. You know, they shenanigans. Young Bucks are going to retain. No, Lucha Brothers pulled through. Ray Phoenix did some crazy spots on the top of the cage, jumping down on all three guys. And after doing their finisher. And like I said, it was just a crazy match. You gotta watch this. This was the one I was really looking forward to. Yeah, Lucha Brothers pinned and they won it, and it was emotional. Like I could like feel like how hard, like, oh my god, like they deserve it. Like, yeah, I Young Bucks are my guys, but Lucha Brothers, it was just very cool. You can see they're just so happy that they won. They had their family come out. Everyone gave a hug. It was just, everyone cheered. I mean, if you watched that whole match, there was no cheers for the Young Bucks. It was all about Lucha Brothers. It was crazy. So yeah, so after that match happened, let's see, then we went to World's Women's title match. This was Britt Baker versus Kris Statlander. We all knew the outcome of this. I feel like Britt Baker's gonna have a long reign, and then she has her girls on her side, so you get a lot of a couple of shenanigans there. But Kris Statlander, still look great even in defeat. Kris Statlander, she's like a powerhouse, so she has a lot of times where she was just tossing Britt around and able to counter out by just carrying off of her. It was crazy. So she looked good too. Statlander did have Orange Cassidy on her side too. So even though the shenanigans was kept to a minimum because you still had Orange there to try to stop Rebel and Jamie. So but Britt Baker, she won it at the end and retained. And so after that, it was the Women's Casino Battle Royale, which originally was supposed to be in the buy-in. I am so glad they put this on the pay-per-view. Everybody complained about it. Everyone's like, this should be on the pay-per-view. So in a way, Pac not being able to come to the show could be a blessing in disguise. We'll still have Pac versus Andrade on Rampage instead of the pay-per-view. And then you had like I said, the Best Friends and HFO match. I agree. That's a buy-in. That's a buy-in match. So anyway, you had the Casino Battle Royale. You have basically all your top women there. They gave Sky Blue, local girl in Illinois, a chance to shine a little bit. She only was in there for 2 minutes, but that's expected. But that was cool. I really like it. And there was a lot of people cheering for her because she's from here, not Chicago, but from Joliet, I believe. So that's cool. So she got in there. So basically, like I said, all the women were in there. I will just say this right now, and I've said it in the past. I don't know why we keep pushing Nyla Rose to the moon. I mean, how many times does she need to be in the title scene? I don't know. But I was not happy that immediately she eliminated Shida. I was like, Shida is your she was just your women's champion, and then she lost to who? To Nyla Rose. And the arguments could be, yes, we want to keep Nyla Rose to continue, again, looking like this monster or powerhouse, but then I feel like that role could easily be taken by Jade now, so why not give that role to Jade? Now, Jade did last almost till the end, too, so that's what happened. And but who eliminated Jade? It was Nyla Rose, so it's like, what is going on here? So at the end of that, Casino Battle Royale, when you got to the Joker, and who came out, let me just say one little thing. There was a corner that was yelling something like, "We want Tessa," right? They want Tessa Blanchard, and then you hear like, "No, we don't." It was really funny. I was like, not Tessa. Tessa's not. I don't think she's coming to AEW ever. But yeah, who came out? Obviously, who we expected. It was Ruby Solo and her music came out, and everybody was singing to it. She had a huge pop coming out. She looked great in her new gear. So then when she came to the ring, so your final two was Thunder Rosa and Soho, and yeah, it was, man. I could not predict who's gonna win it. I mean, I thought, usually with the battle, with the exception of Cage, the person that comes out of the Joker does not win it, because it's kind of like they just got here. You don't want them immediately to the title scene, do you? So everybody wants Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa again. So I actually thought it was going to be Thunder Rosa, but it was Soho that won it, and actually I think that is a good choice, because I feel like the Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, that is for the longer term, and that's something that we can look forward to Full Gear. While the Soho one, she's super hot right now. You want to get on that momentum, and I think they may just do that title match at Grand Slam. So it's kind of like, get a big match like this for a special Dynamite episode, but yeah, it don't have to be super long-term storytelling, and just kind of get give what the people want right now. While Thunder Rosa, let's wait for the next pay-per-view for that. So we have the one of the first of the big matches. That is MJF versus Jericho, and this is for this is just a grudge match. If Jericho loses, he will never wrestle again. my prediction for this was Jericho was going to lose, because once again we're here to push the new stars, and anybody that faced Jericho are like the top guys. So you had him face Orange Cassidy before, and then with MJF here. So I really thought that Jericho was going to lose, because he keeps talking about commentary, and I know that's eventually where Jericho's probably going to land up. He probably wants to do more of his band stuff, so I figured this would be a great retirement type match. But MJF came out with his really fun entrance. He just had his screen said "Last Jericho match," and then it just came out obnoxiously, but he came out by himself. So that was interesting. With Jericho, they were trying to do a big entrance for him, so they had live music, live guitar player playing. But nobody was singing, so I think they wanted us to sing the music, but it's hard to do that when you have the guy playing it live, because it's not syncing up exactly like if it was recorded. So all of us trying to sing it, it was awkward at the end, because the guitar playing and us singing and not 100% knowing the words. That was kind of weird. But anyhow, no one cares about that. You have this match. Jericho can still go. I know everyone's giving him shibs sometimes, because maybe he doesn't do his flips perfectly or whatever, but he still looked very good, and the crowd was behind it. They were everybody was cheering. This was really cool. So they were you still got it, that kind of chant. So at the end, like I said, I really thought MJF was gonna win this. He pins Jericho, and as Aubrey was 1, 2, 3, Jericho put his boot on the rope, but Aubrey already called it, so the bell rang. MJF wins it, but then the other ref came by. Sorry, I forgot his name. The other ref came by, and he was telling Aubrey no, I was there. I saw the boot on the rope. Now the reason why there was other refs there was because Jake Hager and Wardlow started coming in, because of course Wardlow, he's always helping MJF to cheat, so he started running in, but then Hager comes after him, and they started fighting. So that's how the refs were there to try to split them out. So so they ruled out, okay, that's right, he did not get pinned, so the match is going to start again right now. So the match went 3 more minutes, because everybody's already tired. So you had it was roll up after roll up immediately, but at the end it was Jericho. He's the one that ended up doing his Walls of Jericho onto MJF, and MJF tapped out. So that is how he won, and Jericho still has a job or whatever, and he wasn't going to get fired, he was going to retire. And then you had Inner Circle. All of Inner Circle came in, and they celebrated in the middle of the ring, and it was very heartwarming. Inner Circle wins it again. So alright, so I was using a camera, and that camera ran out of batteries, and so I had to cut that, and now I'm using my phone. So, alright, so we're just going to continue on. Hopefully, we won't have any more errors in here. So, next match, I forgot to mention, this was Jon Moxley versus Satoshi Kojima, and really, really good match. Here's my thing, is that when they first announced it, there was a lot of complaints, because they were saying, a lot of people, they don't watch Impact or New Japan, so there's people that don't know who he is, and also they didn't like that there was no story or build up to this match. But you should always know that anything with Jon Moxley is going to be great, and they're always going to put him facing really good people. So with both of them, they're both very hard hitting. Just they're really into the lariats and the chops. So it was just very fun to see all that. Just a little fun match. There was no doubt that Moxley was gonna win, and oh, I forgot to say, the reason why this match was made was because it was originally going to be Tanahashi versus Moxley for the USA title, but Tanahashi just won that match. Just won that belt from Lance Archer really, really recently, and New Japan didn't want him to lose so quickly after, so they're just gonna delay that. But we will get that match, I'm very sure. Maybe Full Gear, maybe sooner. We'll see about that. But after Moxley won, he was just in the ring, celebrating or whatever, and then then first, like huge surprise of the day. The lights turn off, and when they came back on, you see the new entrance, and who is it? Minoru Suzuki, and that was very cool. I did not expect that at all. Everybody was cheering. The people that know his theme song was singing it. Just very cool. And I was thinking maybe we'll get that match, at Grand Slam, but no, we're just gonna have it right into Dynamite next week, which makes sense because that is in Cincinnati, which is Moxley's hometown. If you don't know, Minoru Suzuki is the leader of his faction, which is Suzuki Gun, which is Lance Archer was part of it. So it was fun to see Lance Archer post a photo of both of them together, and maybe maybe they do something a little bit with that like mini reunion or something. So I'm very looking forward to that. All right, did forget about that match. So the main one we have is CM Punk versus Darby Allin. A lot of people wanted this to be the main event. I actually thought it should main event too, but then I've said it before, and I agree. World title should always main event no matter what. So except for like the Stadium Stampede, but that's a different. That's like some big cinematic match anyhow. But otherwise, this was actually your third to last match. But so there was CM Punk for Darby Allin. This is the money making match. Everybody was here to see this. Darby Allin, comes out first with Sting, but Sting just escorts him and then leaves. CM Punk comes in, huge cheers from all of us, and him finally taking his jacket off, revealing his gear, and I mean the cheers. I will say half this match was just people cheering. It was like the beginning part was just crazy because they would just look at each other, and then everybody would cheer, and it was just like nonstop. It was just so cool to see CM Punk, back in action. So. I originally this was hard. I was originally predicted like should Darby Allin win because but then CM Punk, he's obviously going to be booked as this mega superstar, so it's like there's no way he's going to lose his first match. But it just because you lose doesn't mean that you're buried. So even though Darby did lose to CM Punk, that did not diminish at all like what Darby can do. There was a part, Darby, he's willing to just throw his body off the rails for anything. So yeah, if you want to see some crazy stuff, watch this match. But it is also really funny to see Darby getting booed for the first time because there was a part where CM Punk hit his GTS onto Darby Allin for the first time, and Darby immediately rolled out of the ring so he doesn't get pinned. And everyone's like, boo! It's like a poor kid. Like, he's like, well, why? I never heard anyone boo for me. So that's obviously that's how Punk won. He finally hit the GTS properly and knocked Darby out to win. Afterwards, you had Sting coming out and just looking at CM Punk and then handshaking him. Like yeah, you beat up my son, but you know what? I respect you still. So we got that. Co-main event. Can you believe it? The last two matches, you have your co-main event, which is also the big money maker. This was Paul Wight versus QT Marshall. We all know what this match is for because when they announced that Kenny Omega versus Chrystin was the main event, you already knew exactly what that means. So the Paul Wight versus QT Marshall match, we had this here mostly for everyone to just relax and either go to the bathroom or just kind of just enjoy someone being squashed. So this is exactly what that is. I don't know why people were predicting that like Shaq was going to come in here. I'm like, okay, we already know this show had a lot of debuts, so we're not going to put any more in. But nothing happened like that. Paul Wight came in, everybody's yelling "Tall Paul," at him, and he just did like just these chops and slaps onto QT Marshall. QT did basically no offense. It was exactly what we expect, him just beating up QT for about 5 minutes, and that was it. So yeah, it was just fun to see Paul Wight in the ring again in his new ring gear. His theme song hit. Everyone's trying to like sing that. Yeah, it was just cool. All right, so finally we are at the main event. This is Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage for the AEW World Title, and Christian Cage came out first, introduced him as the Impact World Champion, and then Kenny Omega comes out with only Don Callis. And he is not even carrying the AAA belt because at this point it's like, who cares, right? AAA to get, they had no love. So Kenny Omega and Christian Cage both in the ring. Don Callis is at ringside, unlike he was at commentary with the Young Bucks. And yeah, so I will have to say what I thought was really funny was, so everyone hates the Elite, right? Because they're not only heels, but they're very obnoxious, very cocky, and they cheat, right? So a lot of people don't like them. During the tag match, nobody cheered for the Bucks. Okay, it was like me and like this other guy over there. Like, nobody cheered for them. But at this title match, a lot of people actually cheered for Kenny. And I'm thinking, how do you guys really hate Chrystin that much? Like Kenny is equally as noxious as the Bucks, and you know he's gonna face Adam Page eventually. So he was actually cheered a lot. So that was good because it made me even cheered more. Because at this point, I was like, okay, that guy behind me is gonna punch me in the face, and I'm just gonna charge him and I'm like, I gotta enjoy myself. So I cheered a lot during this match, and when I had the clips, you'll probably hear me cackling. So yeah, this match was crazy. All you people that do hate Chrystin, I like Chrystin, so all you people that do hate him for whatever reason, he's of course he's a veteran, he knows what he's doing, and both these guys look very equal in the ring. It was during closer to the end where Omega started hitting those hard V triggers onto Chrystin, and to defeat him he has to do a huge spot because he's like done everything he could against Chrystin, but Chrystin keeps kicking out. So took Chrystin up to the top of the turnbuckle, and he did his one wing angel onto Chrystin, and that's how Kenny Omega won the match. I mean, you had like tables involved too, some, like I said, just some crazy spots. Obviously you got your usual shenanigans because Don Callis is there to help out. So that match ended. And then, so of course you got Good Brothers coming out, and they started beating up on Christian Cage, and then Young Bucks come out too, and of course Christian Cage's little posse, which is Jurassic Express, they try to come out to even the odds, but they're no match for the Elite, so Elite beat all of them up, and Kenny Omega start doing like end of the show promo type thing, saying like he's the best, Elite is the best. Who else is gonna come out and challenge him? Because anybody that wants to is either not here or too tired or they're dead. So lights come out. Now you're like, oh my God, you're like Bryan Danielson, right? You're like everyone is just waiting. So the lights turn off, and when they turn on, you see like orange yellow color, and it is Adam Cole, and so he comes out. I will personally say that Adam Cole coming out, to me personally, I was very, very excited about this, and more surprised than when let's say CM Punk debuted. And the reason is because you already knew that CM Punk was going to debut at the United Center, while with Adam Cole, we really were not sure what was he doing. Like it almost sounded like, yeah, you could say it was obvious he was going to AEW. To me, it really wasn't. Like, because you knew WWE was trying to do everything they could to keep Cole, and especially since Cole was not released, and he just came off of TakeOver, which was like 2 weeks ago. So it was like, where is he gonna go? He's gonna stay, whatever. So him coming out was amazing, But then I was getting worried because, like I said, Kenny Omega was like, who's here to challenge me, right, or whatever. And then Adam Cole comes out. So I'm thinking like, okay, because there's some people saying that even if Cole came to AEW, does not mean he's going to immediately join the Elite. He could, like, let's say, side with Adam Page and then go against them, right? And then of course, story-wise from ROH, whatever, and Young Bucks killed him. I don't know. Anywho, so Adam Cole comes in, huge cheers from everybody. Like, I don't even have good clips of this because everyone was standing up. So yeah, they Adam Cole comes in, and then he also started beating down on Jurassic Express, whoever was that there couldn't see, and Kenny Omega's like, are you serious, guys? Like, you think he's gonna like come after us? This guy's our best friend. So he comes over, and then you got the Young Bucks, like he hugs the Young Bucks first, and then the Young Bucks kisses him, and it was just like a really cute, and yeah, there you go, you got the Elite all together. So then, you know, again, Kenny Omega start jaw-jacking. And then finally, back to back, last thing, lights come out, right? Lights come back on. You hear the music play, and everyone just start crying. Like this is we're already so tired. This has been a long day. But yeah, so the music starts playing. Who comes out? Finally, the one that we all were expecting. This was Bryan Danielson, and the pop was very, very loud with all the, you know, yes. So, so then he comes out there, and you know, basically, I'm guessing that, you know, so obviously we're gonna have Danielson probably versus Omega very soon, but then you have like Christian Cage and his little group here. Is Danielson part of his Cage's faction group? I don't know, whatever he calls, with all the top baby faces out there. I thought that was funny. So yeah, so at the end of the show, you know, you want to take the end the show on a high note. You couldn't get any higher than this. You got all the top baby faces in the middle of the ring, which was, you know, Christian Cage, Jurassic Express, and Brett Danielson, and they're you know, like really like yay, you know, even though they didn't really do anything, they just chased the lead off. So that was the end of the show. But then if you check out my Twitter, Shining Polaris, I posted clips of what happened afterwards, where Danielson had very heartfelt end of show speech, like, you know, like what CM Punk did before, and usually it's Moxley and Eddie, they'll do it in the recent shows. Danielson basically, really good speech. He was just talking about why he left WWE, and he's like one of the very few that said that he actually really loved his job, but he wanted to just change things up because he wanted to wrestle and push younger talent, and that, you know, he wanted to you know, to travel more, maybe, you know, wrestle other wrestlers from other promotions, and just that, like, the AEW crowd and fan base is so good. So that was fun. So we ended the show like that, and like the end of the show, he really went all the way around and like high five everybody that was sitting on the ramp in the front row. So that was really cool, and it was just such a great show. So yeah, despite in the beginning, with that guy throwing the beer at me, the show was, I mean, perfection. Like I know I say that to every pay-per-view and every show that I went to, that it was better, but it's like, man, AEW is just stepping it up every single time. I mean, I'm almost worried, what are they gonna do at Full Gear? I mean, yeah, you got the eventual Kenny Omega losing his belt there, but like what else, right? Like what else can you do? It's just you know, with these huge debuts. So I know this video is very long, but I have a lot to say, so hopefully you guys will enjoy my take. If you don't want to hear all this, you just want to see the fun clips, follow me at Shining Polaris at Twitter, and on TikTok at Shining Polaris AEW. So today's Labor Day. You guys have a good Labor Day. I will be watching the pay-per-view very soon on my TV because I want to see what it looks like. So thank you so much, guys,